Through the harsh winters, you as the leader must strive to create the most prosperous village in Inuit.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're reviewing the game Inuit by Boards and Dice. It's from designers Kronov, Paltsev, Shliderov, and Tregranik.
It was illustrated by Paulina Watch. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. It's a 2 to 4 player card drafting tableau building game. We were given a copy of it to look at, so let's take a look at how it's played.
To set up the game, give each player their village board and then count 10 cards from the deck and shuffle in the Polar Nightfall card. Place the rest of the deck on top.
Flip the first 5 cards to create the Great White, and then you're ready to begin.
On each turn, players will reveal a card from the deck. They will choose an occupation and use that villager's effect.
Each villager will grant you a different action, and the number of Inuits in each column will grant you that number of actions.
The Elder allows you to add 1 Inuit to your village.
The Shaman lets you use spirits and rites and immediately take their effect.
Warriors allow you to defeat other peoples, and their weapons are placed above your tableau.
Whalers, bear hunters, and seal trappers allow you to hunt game, which are worth victory points.
The Scout allows you to reveal an additional card per scout, and you may use another occupation's action.
Players will take turns revealing cards and selecting cards to add to their village until the Polar Nightfall is revealed.
After that, the round is complete and points are tallied. Each adult Inuit of your color in any village is worth 2 points, and children are worth 1.
However, every Inuit that is in your village that is not your color will garner you negative points.
Wild game, weapons, rites, and spirits are also tallied, and the player with the most points wins.
Inuit employs a very solid, straightforward mechanic of, for the most part, draw 1 and play 1, but because of the way the cards interact with each other and the ability to build up kind of your engine in the game, you're going to really get some interesting experiences every time you play this game.
Yeah, each of those villager roles will allow you to take different cards from the Great White, and every time you add an additional villager, say as a whaler, say you have 3 whalers, then if 3 orcas are available in the Great White, you can take all of them on one turn, and trying to build that engine as you go along and focusing on different things is how you're going to do well in the game.
There's also a little bit of a push your luck thing to it, because as you gain more scouts, that allows you to flip more cards. You don't have to flip a bunch of cards. You could have 4 scouts and maybe you only flip over 2 cards. They're both whales. You've got 2 whalers, so you add those to your slot because you don't want to populate the Great White with too many additional victory points that your other opponents are going to steal and collect as groups on their turn.
One way to mitigate that a little bit from other players is to use the rights. Those cards will have different ways to use cards in the game. So some of them may have a penalty for whoever has the most villagers. Some of them may have a penalty for whoever has the most game in their tableau. And so some of those cards will allow you, if you're behind, to kind of have as a catch the leader in the game.
We really enjoyed the illustration style for the game. It's got a very bright, punchy feel to it, but it also feels very authentic and cool. I really love the natural style of the illustrations in it. The card art and the iconography is really straightforward and easy to understand as well, which makes the game a little bit easier to teach. The very first time you play the game, you kind of have to walk through what every single one of the abilities do, but as soon as people understand that, then it's really easy to grasp, like, oh, okay, I see what I need to do as I play the game.
There are 2 expansions that come in the box, so you can play it easier first time without them, or you can make it 2 different modes of gameplay. One is the Spirit of the Great White, and that one allows you to form alliances with other players. And so that kind of pushes the game in a very different direction. And then the other one is called Rising Sun, and that one allows different things to happen during which season it is. And so that also will add a different spin that you can vary depending on if you add an expansion or not.
Yep, got some great additional depth to it. If Inuit looks like something that you'd be interested in, check it out for sure. And then be sure to subscribe to Tantrum House. We love making videos for you guys all the time. Thanks so much. Catch you next time.
And Trigranic.
It's a 2 to 4 player tableau building, card placement. What kind of game is it?
Color scheme, and it fits very well with the theme. And